This is Erin Taormino, and I am riding Hazardouz Material at the 2025 World's Greatest Horseman. I remember thinking to myself, a lot of times, like, I trot through the gate, and this time I just took my time. The way it's set up in the Will Rogers, we have to walk in and turn around. And so it's not, most times we have to trot through the gate and call for our cow. And right here, I just remember taking my time, walking in, and just thinking my way through what the plan was in my head. And all I was thinking was, I really just wanted to work the cow they kicked in. I didn't want to overthink anything. I didn't want to try to get a preconceived idea of what I thought I had to do. I literally just wanted to watch my cow and worked what they kicked in. This cow comes out right here, and it comes out and it meets me. It kind of backs me up and meets me pretty far down the arena. And right here, I was maybe a little concerned. I thought I drew a lot of beef, but it stayed very, very honorable as far as letting me stay in its neck, letting me work it. I wanted to drive it around so it knew that, that I was there and I could control it. And right there, I got in its neck. It turned away. And the second it turned away, I went with it. And we went down the fence. And I remember thinking I had plenty of cow for this first turn. My horse was spot on. I left no room. The second turn, this cow backed off a little bit and kind of slowed down, and I was a little bit worried for a second. But then as soon as I took it out to the middle of that arena, the first circle, I left no room for question. I circled it 2 times the first way, and then that cow actually picked up a little bit in that second set of circles and allowed my horse to gain some speed. And shoot, my horse right there was as tight and spot on as I would want him to be. There was no gap between me and the cow. There was no real room for error. Everything, that horse worked great. He stayed with me, and honestly, I couldn't have asked him to be any better right there. I knew, after that run that we had done everything we could do. There was no space between myself and the cow. My horse was great, and it was all up to the judges at that point. I remember sitting there thinking, I didn't know what they were going to do with it, but I knew we did everything that we could do on that cow that they kicked in. I was just waiting for the score. Right there when they said the 220 and a half, I was so relieved and so happy. I didn't know if anybody could catch us, but I knew at that point it put me in the number 1 spot, and that's all I could ask for, and that's all you could do. There was nothing that I would have changed in that run that night.